In 1950, if you wanted a single glass of water in Dubai, you had to pull it from a salt-stained well and carry it home on a donkey. No power grids, no highways, just a few thousand souls living in a furnace of sand. Now, look at it. You're staring at a skyline that shouldn't exist, the tallest needle of steel on Earth, man-made islands shaped like palm trees, 24-karat gold ATMs. This isn't just a city, it's a glitch in the matrix of history. How did a tiny village in a barren waste transform into the luxury capital of the world in just 2 generations? Is this the greatest success story ever told? Or is it a high-stakes gamble waiting for the sand to reclaim it? To understand the future, we have to look at the moment Dubai almost died. A century ago, the city's heart beat for one thing: pearls. Divers would plunge 60 feet into the Persian Gulf with nothing but a nose clip and a prayer. It was a monopoly on luxury. But monopolies are fragile. In 1929, 2 hammers struck at once. First, the Great Depression evaporated global wealth. Second, halfway across the world, researchers in Japan figured out how to grow pearls in labs. Overnight, Dubai's only industry was deleted. That trauma became the city's DNA. The ruling family realized that relying on one resource was a death sentence. Long before they found a drop of oil, they started their first hack. They turned their creek into a free trade zone. They told the world, bring your goods here and we won't tax a single cent. It was a desperate move that laid the foundation for a global empire. In the 60s, the Middle East changed forever. The black gold rush was on. Dubai's neighbors were hitting massive oil reserves. But for Dubai, the story was different. They drilled and they drilled. For 13 years, geologists told them they were standing on a wasteland. When they finally struck oil in 1966, it wasn't a sea of gold. It was a puddle compared to their neighbors. But that scarcity was their greatest blessing. The leader at the time, Sheikh Rashid, knew the clock was ticking. He famously said, "My grandfather rode a camel, I drive a Mercedes, my son drives a Land Rover, but his grandson will be back on a camel." He refused to let that happen. Instead of hoarding the oil money, he spent every penny and borrowed billions more to build for a future that didn't exist yet. He built a massive World Trade Center in the middle of literal sand dunes. He built Jebel Ali, the world's largest man-made port. Critics called him delusional. They asked, who was going to use a massive harbor in a desert? Rashid's answer was simple: if I build it, they will come. By the 90s, Dubai realized that being a trading hub wasn't enough. They needed to become a brand. They didn't just build a hotel, they built the Burj Al Arab, the world's only 7-star icon. They didn't just build an airport, they built Emirates Airlines to ensure that if you were flying from London to Sydney, you had to stop in their backyard. Then came the Giga projects, the Palm Jumeirah, an island visible from space, the Burj Khalifa, a spire so tall you can watch the sunset twice from the same elevator ride. These weren't just buildings, they were magnets. By offering a tax-free life and a Western lifestyle, they convinced 3 million foreigners to move to the dunes. Today, 90% of the population are expats. But look closer. You can't build a miracle this fast without a shadow. That glittering skyline was built by a massive migrant workforce. For decades, human rights groups have pointed to the kafala system, a legal structure that often trapped low-wage workers in brutal heat for minimal pay. And then there's the environmental debt. A city of millions in a place with 0 natural fresh water. Dubai survives on massive desalination plants that gulp energy to keep the taps running. It is a constant, expensive battle against the sun. Dubai is the ultimate high-stakes gamble. They've done what no one thought possible. Oil is now less than 5% of their economy. They broke the resource curse, but they replaced it with a growth curse. To survive, they can never stop. If the building stops, the sand starts moving back in. Dubai isn't the only nation that played a dangerous game to win. If you want to see how Switzerland turned a landlocked mountain range into the world's most secure vault, click the next video. Their secret history is even darker than you think. See you there.